Hey everybody, what is going on? Hexlex here, got another Master Duel video for you, and it is once again Monday, which means it is once again time for one of our weekly viewer specials. This is a series that we do every single Monday where we watch your awesome games with your sick decks. So, if you want to submit a game to be featured on the viewer special, it's pretty simple. You're just going to want to head down to the description below. Among the links there, which you should all definitely check out, you are going to find an invite link to our Discord server, the Hexlexplex. Once you click on that invite link and join the server, under the Master Duel section, there is going to be a channel called Viewer Special Submissions, and you can submit your replay right over there. The main bit of info that I'm going to need from you for that is your 9-digit player ID. That is going to let me see all your publicly saved replays. Do make sure that you're entering that number correctly and that your replays are publicly saved, as those are the two biggest things that stop me from being able to see people's replays. But if you've got more than one replay you want to submit, that is totally cool. I am down to look at as many different replays as you have. Just make sure that we're not submitting the same replay, you know, week after week over and over again. But we don't really have any issues with that, so I don't think we will. Oh, and then it's also very helpful if you want to leave a little blurb about your game, right? You know, even something as simple as, I played this deck versus this deck. That is immensely helpful. But if you want to go into more detail about your game, that is also even more helpful. So however you want to do it, it's all good. But yeah, so we have some games here. I know I saw quite a few submitted that were featuring some of the new cards in the new pack. So let's go ahead and see what y'all have been cooking up lately here. Okay, our first replay comes to us from Shimmy, Texas, who is going to be playing Melodious, and we're going to be up against Tenpai. I believe that's going to be this top replay here. So, checking out the Melodious build here. It is a pure Melodious deck, so I'm very eager to see this one pop off, as I haven't really run into this deck at all on ladder, which is a little bit surprising. We're rocking both the Herald of the Green Light and Orange Light, since we are playing a lot of fairy monsters, so some pretty... I can't believe this card is still at 1, by the way. I think this card could easily be at 3 and it would be fine, but I guess it is maybe future-proofing for future fairy decks. Either way. And then our opponent is on Tenpai, so yeah, it's a fairly standard-looking Tenpai list. Alright, let's go ahead and dive on into this game here. See how we do. So yeah, I mean, Melodious, you know, it's kind of like I said during my you know, initial, whichever video it was, pack opening or pack review, probably pack opening, because we saw how many URs there were. Even as an engine, it's just so pricey. Like, I would like to try it out, but you know, it's just like, I don't know if I can really justify spending that many URs, you know, personally. But not to say it's bad, of course. Like, you know, everyone's got to kind of pick and choose what decks they go for. If you're trying to budget and say, like, you know, relatively free-to-play friendly. So, alright, we're going to start off with the Refrain here. They're going to Valor and a Magnum Hut all in the same chain link. We're going to Ash Blossom that Magnum Hut there, so that way they can't search a dragon during the end phase. Alright, we have the Pentascale Couplet. Couplet effect is going to add the Melodious Concerto from our deck to hand. We can fuse the Couplet and the Refrain, thanks to the Concerto letting us fuse with the Pentascales and going for the Baka. Baka's effect is going to special Melodious from deck, and then the Couplet and the Refrain can both place themselves in the Pentascale after being fused, which is really, really cool. Even from the Pentascale, which is also very cool. So, alright, we're specialing Sophina. Sophina, right? There was an N in there? Yes, there was, okay. And now we get to link off into the Bloom Harmonist. I actually didn't know Melodious had a link too. Wait, yes I did. I knew about this card. Never mind. Alright, we get to fire off a bunch of different effects here. So, we get to draw off the Concerto. What was the Baka effect that activated here? Let me see. Since the graveyard, target a Melodious monster in your graveyard. Special summon it. Wow, this card is really good. This card's like actually obscenely good. Oh, and then what does she do? Hang on, let me read some of these main deck monsters. So, Soprano says when it's special summon, target a Melodious monster in your graveyard, add to your hand, and confuse. That's pretty good. Sophina, which we summoned earlier, once returned, you can target a light fairy monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand. You cannot activate non-light monsters' effects during the turn you activate this effect. Interesting, okay. And then LG, the Melodious Diva, special summon Melodious monsters you control can be destroyed by card effects. All fairies gain 300 attack. Okay. Oof, but we're getting hit with the Nibiru here. Dang, that's not that great for us. So I don't know. Well, I guess I was gonna say our opponent did a little bit early, but I guess not. I mean, we still get to pen to summon here is the thing, right? But I guess we only get to summon the one Aria. Alright, so they're going for the Genroku. It is worth noting that because our Aria was special summoned, she can't be destroyed by battle. That could actually matter in this matchup here. Also, our big Nib token could very easily matter. Alright, so we're going to Valor their Pydra. But they do have a Sangen Kaiman here. Going for the Shundra. Okay, specialing Shundra, moving to battle. Pydra attacking, Shundra F for Fadra. But of course, it can't be destroyed by battle. Yep. Yeah, I mean, between that and the Nib token, there should be enough to live, right? We're Livan. Alright, so bringing that back. Wait. Is Fadra not when it's summoned? Oh, it's or at the start of the damage step of monster battles. I always forget that. Alright, so this time we're making Quibelt, the Blade Dragon. We're using that to get rid of the Nib token, but I was going to say that won't actually get rid of the Aria, because the Aria effect actually protects it from targeting as well as destruction in battle. Okay, now Aria's getting forced to attack mode, but there's no more tuners on the field, so no Trident Dragon is coming down here. Yeah, so that means we are living. Oh, that's cool. Oh, it's going to be SP. No, it's going to be... Oh, Hermetic Seal, okay. Oh yeah, they're Dragon Locked, of course, yep. Okay, so, looks like we got another turn here. We're peeling Prosperity off the top. It's a pretty good top deck, if I do say so myself. Alright, Greenlight, Concerto, Ostinato, the two Pentascales, and Maxi. So we're going to grab the Refrain here. Alright, Couplet F. That's a once per turn? That's not what is placed in the Pentascale? Oh my god, that's obscene. Alright, moving to battle. That's going to force the Hermetic Seal here. I don't know why they tributed from hand. That was a little bit weird. Wouldn't you want to, like, tribute this to summon from deck for, like... They could have gone for, like, Fadra, bring back Pydra, and then Pydra for the field spell? Alright, so we get to Soprano here, adding back the... Oh, it's Sharpina, not Sharpina. That's an O in there. Okay, fusing again, going for another Baka, the Melodious Maestra. It's funny because I'm saying Baka, like, it makes you think of the Japanese word, but I'm pretty sure that is Baka, B-A-C-H-A, like Bach, right? I don't know. Anyway. So what was that one? Cannon. Oh, hey, it's Flowering a Toil. What was Cannon? What did she do? If you control Melodious Monster special from hand, you can always special summon Cannon once per turn this way. Once per turn, a Melodious Monster changes. See, that's the thing about Melodious, right? It's kind of like, well, I guess it's like Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc V had a lot of archetypes like this, because Super Heavy Samurai makes me think of this too, and Performant Pal does, where they have like so many random main deck monsters with just like the weirdest effects that I'm like, I read the cards like Cannon just now, and I'm like, I'm never gonna remember that. I'm never gonna remember that's what that card does. The next time I play against Melodious or watch them play it and they drop it, I'm gonna have to look again and be like, okay, what does this do? A huge pen to summon there. Pen to summon for, is that like 3, 4? It was a lot. Schuberta coming down here. Schuberta F getting to banish some cards from our opponent's graveyard. The Flowering at Toil is then going to bounce pretty much our opponent's whole field here. And that's going to do it from them. They're just going to end up picking up their cards and conceding. So, wow, there we go. That was a that was a very impressive showing from Shimmy with the Melodious deck. They're really showcasing what this deck can do, and even managing to avoid getting OTK'd by the Tenpai player. So that was really, really good stuff. Thank you very, very much for that submission. We still got a couple more. Let's go ahead and check out the next one. Okay, our next replay comes to us from Arcane Ape, who is going to show us the new Chimera build, going up against another Tenpai player here. It's going to be Xenon, Girl of the 21st Century. Alright, so we got our Chimera build here. And sure enough, is featuring the new Nightmare Apprentice. This card did in fact end up being quite good for Chimera. You know, adding a lot of consistency to the deck. And also, from what I've heard, opening up rank 6 plays, which is pretty cool. Yeah, sure enough, look at that. We have the Evolzar Lars down here in the extra deck, so that's pretty sweet. Alright, definitely very eager to check that out. And then our opponent, like I said before, is just going to be on Tenpai again. I mean, it's a standard enough looking Tenpai list, but they're playing Heatwave, which is definitely, this is kind of card that a lot of people call a noob trap, where, like, this card looks on the surface level really good in Tenpai, but, like, upon a little more evaluation, just kind of isn't. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, and this is why it's a noob trap. It's not bad. It's not horrible, right? You could be playing much worse stuff in Tenpai. That said, you could also be playing much better stuff. And ultimately, I believe that Tenpai lists that are running Heatwave are not optimized. I kind of feel the same about Dark Hole. I understand the concept of wanting a board breaker, and sure, maybe this person just doesn't have like a second Raigeki or, you know, any more lightning storms or whatever, but like, with the number of board breakers out there, and also the fact that you should be playing probably more hand traps than board breakers in Tenpai, I just can't imagine a world where it's optimal to play Dark Hole in Tenpai. But again, of course, there are reasons to do it, right? Like, again, maybe it's a budget reason, maybe it's something else, I don't know. Okay, so we're going to dive on into this game here. It's like we won the coin flip, if I recall correctly. Yes, so we don't necessarily know that it's Tenpai. We get to hear this awesome music again. I am in love with this board. It's so good. The colors, the music, the aesthetic. Actual just dream world. Alright, so going for the Baphomet here. That's going to get hit with the Veiler from the Tenpai player. We have a call by for that though, so we are all good there. No, but I've actually gone and listened to this track, like, in my own time, like, outside of the game. Just pulled it up on YouTube on, like, editing and stuff. Alright, so we get to add the Chimera Fusion, as well as the Gazelle here. Chimera Fusion effect, going to fuse the Baphomet with one of the Gazelles in our hand. We're going for Chimera, the King of Phantom Beasts. Gazelle F going to activate, as well as the Chimera to get a random discard during the end of the turn. Oh, when that saxophone comes in this song, it's so good. That's my favorite part. Okay, Mirror Sword Knight coming back. Gazelle F gonna add that new Nightmare Apprentice. Chimera Fusion then gets to add itself back to our hand. Gonna set that as well as the Super Poly. And phase we snipe a Pydra. That is definitely not too shabby there. Alright, opponent's going to normal summon Fodra here. We're gonna chain the Max C. And then we also can chain the Mirror Sword Knight. I guess that was the one bad thing about sniping the Pydra here, is that they just could bring it back with Fodra. But I mean, if we hadn't hit Pydra, they could just normal that anyway, so it's really not that big of a deal. Alright, Big Wing Baphomet activating here, grabbing the Chimera Fusion, as well as the Gazelle. Yeah, we have the Chimera Fusion and the Super Poly, so we have lots of counterplay to this turn here. Okay, so they're gonna go for Sangen Summoning, and we get to chain the Chimera Fusion. So, okay, I was gonna say, this is probably gonna be Guardian Chimera, popping the Sangen Summoning, and then drawing some cards here, yep. Yeah, because we fused 1 on the field and 2 from hand, so this is a pop 1, draw 2. It's also procs the Gazelle and the Baphomet effects. Baphomet F gonna bring back the Nightmare Apprentice. And then Gazelle gets to add Master Tau. Alright, there goes a Sangen Summoning, Nightmare Apprentice adding the Cornfield Codal. That's pretty much the last illusion monster we don't have access to at this point. Okay, so they're gonna drop the Shundra and then Synchro, going for the Baron de Fleur. It's not gonna help them against our last back row, but we are gonna have to chain that last back row now. Oh wait, no we don't, because we get to use the Cornfield Codal F. They're gonna chain the Baron de Fleur effect, and then we get to chain the Mirror Sword Knight. Yeah, I forgot about these graveyard negates from the Chimera deck, so we get to use our graveyard effects to stop the Baron here, which is really nice. That's a pop too? Wait. That negates and destroys? Does it really? Hang on, let me read this. Opponent activates the effect that targets a card effect you control while you control Chimera, negate, and destroy it. Wow, that does. That's ridiculous. And look at that, we didn't even need to use our Super Poly because now their last card, the Samgen Summoning, we are simply going to Ash Blossom. Wow, that was good. That was really, really good. We had all that stuff and we didn't even need it. That was a very good game to demonstrate just like the resource loop of Chimera as well. Like, look at how many cards we have access to. It's phenomenal. Do like searching and stuff. It's so good. I mean, I guess we did resolve a Maxi as well, but I feel like we didn't even, because they didn't even summon that much. Like we mostly searched these cards, so that was really, really cool. Thanks for showing off that game there, Arcane Ape. We got time for one more, so let's head into one final duel here. Alright, so our final duel here comes to us from Snoozespect, who has a game featuring Live Twin, which isn't exactly new, of course, but they do have the new alt art. Live Twin with the Unchained, so I was pretty eager to see this one, as of course, many people who are playing the twins, myself included, are simply using them as the sprite variant. It's very, very common, but I haven't really seen the Unchained variant yet. So we got triple thrust here. Got the D barrier with the thrust. Got the Unchained trap cards, of course. As well as our alt art live twins, or evil twins rather, beautiful. Alright, and then looks like our opponent is going to be on Megalith. A deck I haven't seen in quite some time, but it's actually like, it's one of those decks that it might surprise you how like good it is, right? I mean, there are actually a ton of decks like this in Yu-Gi-Oh! Where like, yeah, they're like, you know, they're not that good. Basically, these lower rogue level decks, right? Like lower rogue level decks like Megalith can still very easily take games to the unsuspecting player. So definitely worth respecting, of course. Alright, so this is going to be apparently a pretty good showcasing of the combo line with the Twin Unchained deck. I think this combo we can pull off with, they said, a Twin Monster and an Unchained trap card. So let's see what we end up doing here. Ooh, we even have the Frost in hand too. That's actually not bad. That's an extra extender there, so... Oh, I see, but they're going to imperm the Leela and then we can special the Frost. That makes sense. Yeah, no need to cross out the imperm here because, yeah, we already have the card we're going to basically search anyway. Alright, setting our trap cards, specialing the Frost. We're going to get to go into the Evil Twin Leela. So I did notice that we're on 2 Leela, 1 Kisakeel, when it's normally the other way around. But this actually makes sense, right? Because we want to summon Leela first, then we summon Kisakeel. And then we Kisakeel, bring back Leela, and then Leela's going to, I see, yep, pop our own face-down Unchained trap card, which will then activate its effect and get us into our Unchained engine. That's a really clever way to use the twin package. I like that quite a bit. So you can summon out Sharvara and then go into our Yama. Proccing both Sharvara and Yama effect. I just have to be quiet every time the saxophone part plays. It's so good. Okay, so we can set the other Unchained trap and then summon a Ruha. Ruha's going to pop the other trap card, which is going to, of course, activate. Specialing the Sarama, which can then set the escape. Popping the Ruha effect, going to summon out the Shayama from our deck. Now we can link off Shayama with the Sarama, and that's going to let us summon the Unchained Soul of Rage. After that, we get to link off the Rage with the Yama, and this time we're going to go for the Nightmare Griffin. Oh, and then that oh, that's good. So you co-link there, and then... Wow, so that's definitely worth noting. So, okay, any twin monster plus either of the Unchained traps gets you into a Nightmare Griffin lock that also establishes fully your Unchained engine, and it also leaves the Leela on the field, meaning that you can summon the Kisakeel during the main phase and get an extra draw there, which is fun. And then, yeah, we're using the trap card to bring back the Rage as well, so... That's a very, very good end board. That's pretty awesome. Alright, opponent starting off with a Ritual Summon here, going for the Megalith Bethor. Also going for the Nadir Servant here. Sending Blue Eyes ult for Jogmatica Ecclesia. We get to use the Kisakeel Frost effect here to get a nice little draw in. That Tour Guide's gonna be good for follow-up. Ecclesia's gonna special, but our opponent's pretty quickly realizing that, oh, I can't do anything. And of course, they can't really do much because of that Nightmare Griffin. Nightmare Griffin, of course, saying that special summoned monsters cannot activate their effects unless they're linked. And the important part here is that Not just for this deck, this combo in particular, but in general, if you're comboing with Nightmare Griffin, the most important part is to make sure that it is in the main monster zone. If you put it in the EMZ, it's got an arrow pointing up, and your opponent can just summon monsters to that main zone and still get their effects. But, of course, with Griffin in the main zone, they have to summon to the EMZ in order to be able to do that. So, actually, if we had also put Leela right here, we could have put the Nightmare Griffin right here, and then there would have been an EMZ zone that was pointing to as well. But I mean, that's like a very minor thing. So, all right. Thank you very much, Snoospect, for showing us that game there. Thanks to everyone who submitted. Even if you didn't get featured, it's still very, very awesome that everyone's submitting games every week, because that's how we keep this series going. And we've been able to keep it going for a very long time now. So I'm really, really appreciative of that. Thank you all very much. That's going to do it for now. This is Hexlex. I am signing out. And, oh, wait, we got to move to our outro. Let's do that. Hey everybody, Hexlex here. Just want to give you a huge thanks for watching all the way to the very end of the video. Believe it or not, that is actually one of the best ways that you can support the channel, is by watching the videos in their entirety. But there are many ways in which you can support the channel if you are so interested. The names that you're seeing on screen here, I gotta give an extra special thanks to, because these are people who have chosen to either become a member on YouTube, which if you're interested you can do as well via the join button next to the subscribe button down there, or have signed up over on Patreon and become members there. Link to that is going to be in the description below. Without the support that is being offered by, again, all the people that you're seeing on screen right here, I would not be able to take the time to dedicate to uploading daily YouTube videos. So thank you so very much. But there are also other ways you can support as well. Again, link to the description below. If you like my deck tracker that you'll see in a lot of my videos, the Untapped Companion, you can download that for free, and if you use my affiliate link down there, then that also goes a long way towards supporting the channel. That's, again, free. So is subscribing here on YouTube. That's also free and a huge way to support. You can also check out Twitch, once again linked in the description below. Following and subscribing over there will not only support as well, but also give you notifications of when I go live if you want to catch some of the live streams. But really, no matter how you choose to support, it all adds up, and it all definitely means the world. So thank you, each and every one of you. For now, this is Hexlex. I'm going to be signing out, but more than that, I'm hoping that you have a fantastic day.